Allez, allez, allez. It's Hal here with you. We are doing a match preview for Sheffield United against Swansea. Good to be back. Hope you are well wherever you happen to be. Look at that in big letters and everything. I want to give a huge shout out to Indigo Resurrection Bar. This is basically, the best way of putting it is, this is like a Sheffield United way bar. How exciting is that? You can go pre-match to where the old Devonshire Cat used to be. I used to go to the Devonshire Cat when I was back closer to the ground all the time with the Exile Blade. So I know many of them will be watching this now. They used to come over because I was living abroad. They were living abroad, come over from all sorts, Belgium, Holland, Germany. At the time, I was in Germany as well. And we'd meet up at the Devonshire Cat before games, have a great time. So that is where this is now. So please, big shout out to Indigo Bar. It's incredible what they've done. Nick, Ewan and Ollie will be there. You can see yourself what they've actually done to it because I think it's tremendous work. Also, a big shout out to all of our members. If you're supporting this channel, NordVPN, nordvpn.com/TSUW for a hefty discount if you would like to utilize what they do. And Parrot Peel as well for sponsoring the channel. Check out parrotpeel.com. Music with a difference. And hopefully we're going to get many of your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what's going on with you and also what you think ahead of this match. It is just going to be me for this one, and we're going to get Blades and Swansea team news ahead of Saturday's 3 p.m. kickoff. Wow, they sometimes feel quite rare at Bramall Lane. A bit of last time out, player connections, and my score prediction for you as well. We know the last league game was not good. 0-0 against Rotherham. I actually predicted it would be a draw. Got a bit of grief in the comments about that, but I didn't want to be right. I just felt like Rotherham have done enough recently. They've kind of changed things in a way that I thought would lead to a draw. Tough team to break down. So that one ended 0-0. Not a great game. I think over the piece, the two matches against Wrexham were for a neutral. Really exciting for a Sheffield United fan. Probably more than anything else is quite frustrating. So didn't really enjoy those games, and I didn't want them to go to extra time. The second match, and luckily it didn't. But we left it really, really late. A 3-1 win, but in a way, just good to get that one out of the way. Tottenham, of course, in the 5th round. We will await Spurs. Let's look at last time out though against Swansea. What a day this was at Bramall Lane last season. United came into it in really good form. But after two consecutive 0-0 draws, a lack of goals, it was kind of quickly forgotten. Morgan Gibbs-White gave United the lead. A wonderful finish after a lovely through ball from Ollie Norwood. George Baldock made it 2-0. What a goal. Probably goal of the season as well. Absolutely outstanding finish. A first-time scissor kick volley. If you haven't seen that goal, I'm sure you have, but search it out. Get it watched. The game was over just before half-time. Baldock won the ball back on the halfway line, fed it to Gibbs-White, who played a lovely weighted ball in for Billy, who finished first time. Chipping Fisher in the Swansea net. A bad day all round for the Swans. Ended with Gibbs-White finishing off with a lovely move in front of the cop. A cross played into Billy. It was well controlled. He laid it off for a placed effort into the side netting. Fantastic performance. Sander Berger was magnificent that day. A really bad day at the office for the Swans, who came with some good numbers. They had radio broadcaster Ellis James in the crowd because I saw him before the game. And that game was over at halftime, and yet a lot of those Jacks fans stuck around for the match. So let's get some of your comments. Love the interview with potential new owner with Rio Ferdinand. Hope it comes off from New Whittington Drone Boy. I mean, if you want to talk about that, his love of football, I think, came across really well from Dozy and Bozy, a 43-year-old entrepreneur who spoke with Rio Ferdinand. And it was a really interesting one. It's worth checking out on there. Joel Bayer also posing questions for Dozy, who owns the company Tingo, which has supplied over 30 million smartphones to Nigeria. It's got plenty of other businesses attached to his name. We know from a video that Ollie's done on this channel. Do check it out. 5 things we learned from that interview, where you'll get a great deal more than I can squeeze in to this. We'll jump straight to our team news. Paul Heckingbottom has said that John Fleck is chomping at the bit to get back involved, but it's getting him that game time. He had some tough extra training sessions. George Baldock has not done sessions with the group yet. He's doing his own thing. Bogle is back available. He was suspended for that second match against Wrexham. He can be added into the group. Hekion McBurney saying he's trained today, which is good. So we'll see how he reacts to that. We're not in a position where we can take risks, but I'm pleased with how it went. So with Hecky saying he's not in a position to take risks, I have to ask the question, do you think Ollie McBurney starts in this game? Well, Ingrid Nick certainly does. He's gone with Wes in goal. Anel Ahmedhodzic, who I thought had a pretty tough time against Wrexham both games. I mean, he's had glandular fever, and I had glandular fever. I got it in my second year at uni, and it was 6 months before I was back playing football at the level I was playing before. Now, let's bear in mind, this was the highest level I ever played, and it was a very low level. But I really struggled with that. Some people dismiss glandular fever as not that serious. It was really, really terrible for me. And I know he's had it, so I'm wishing him all the best, because I think at the moment he is still clearly not 100%. John Egan in the middle, we know he'll be suspended, by the way, for that Spurs game. 2 yellow cards, which I think is ridiculous in the cup, means he'll be suspended for that. Nick's saying Jackie Longthrow, left side of centre-back. You got Bogle back from his suspension, Lowe, Norwood, McAtee, Sander, Iliman Adai, and Ollie McBurney up top. What do we think of that? Your background is very impressive. Does look like a club shop, although I don't think the club shop would be selling that one. I don't know if anyone would want that one anymore. On the potential new owner, seemed a genuine guy who said all the right things, says Julian Bell. He certainly said the right words. Words are words. What we're going to do is we're going to wait and see, because actions, of course, will speak louder. But I agree, came across really well, put to bed quite a lot of the journalists that had come out and said some pretty damning things, I think it's fair to say, about him. And I thought that he allayed a lot of those fears. But again, we will wait and see what actually transpires, because at the moment, it's just a potential. Certainly not the new owner yet. Swansea are the opposition. And I want to thank Alex Thomas from Swansea City FC, at Alex Thomas SCFC, if you want to see what he's up to. Said, I think Latibo Deary will be out, went off last week. Stephen Bender's out for the season. Joe Allen was missing last week and has recently announced his international retirement, so I'm not sure if he's available. Jamie Patterson definitely won't play. Liam Walsh may make the bench after being out for over a year, which is just terrible. So Andrew Fisher in goal. Kyle Norton, I remember the name. Nathan Wood, Ben Cabango and Ryan Manning at the back, so 4 at the back. Jay Fulton, Matt Grimes in the middle. Joel Peru, he's a danger man. He can get goals. Oliver Cooper, Luke Cundle, and Temby boy Liam Cullen up top. He's been in amongst the goals recently as well. Swansea, the way they play football, it's good possession stuff. But what you could do is pick them off. And we've seen other teams do that. You can kind of let them have the ball, let them do their thing. They tend not to be that dangerous. I know they put 3 past Birmingham in a match that they really played well, but they still lost that game. And I think that just, gives you an idea of the way that you can beat Swansea. And it becomes a blueprint. It becomes quite easy for other teams to see how you can beat Swansea, even though I think they play football the right way. Chris, strong message. Hi to you. Hope you are doing well. Let's keep it moving with our view from. I absolutely love this. I love a lot of things about Roy. Roy'sViewFrom.com. You can check out my interview with Roy, a.k.a. Panchero. His real name's Andrew. It happens to be a pal of mine, and I like a lot of what he says on Blades Pod. He was back for the latest episode and called Andrew Davis Andrew Savis. It's that kind of quality that you will find with Roy, and I know he'll be watching this, so do check out Roy's View From, and you can read what the opposition fans think. Here's my favourite comment from Swansea Forum: Brewster and McBurney amongst the goals. It was at that point that I stopped reading. Clearly, I haven't got a clue what they're talking about, but because I'm doing this video, I had to go back and get some more. What angers me on the insistence of playing the possession game no matter what, all teams have to do is wait and pounce. Sheffield United will. I like that because they've not called us Sheffield. They won't allow us to play a possession game, so have to attack when we can and defend like Trojans. Opposition lose the ball, Blades go fast and direct. How are we prepared for this on Saturday? I don't think our defence will keep a clean sheet, so I'm going for 5-1 Swansea. You've got to have a little bit of positivity, even though Swansea aren't where they would hope to be in the league. roysviewfrom.com. I've just picked a sample section there. There's loads more brilliant comments, and there always are. The Wrexham view from after the game is absolutely box office. Some very bitter Welsh fans on there. Now, the referee for this one, and we don't have Nick to sigh, so I'll do it. Matthew Donoghue. Oh, and I mean that. From Greater Manchester, is going to referee the Blades against Swansea. He's taken charge of 22 games this season in all competitions. He's given 75 yellows, 1 red, which was a double yellow. And he's only awarded 3 penalties, which is very low for 22 games. He last took charge of our 3-1 home win against Coventry on the 26th of December last year. Before that, he oversaw our 1-0 away win in Wales against Cardiff on the 12th of November 2022. He's probably best remembered, or worst remembered, for that Millwall game, which I think was Morgan Gibbs-White that he sent off there. So he's not everyone's favourite referee, and we need a good referee. We need a strong referee who stamps his authority early biscuits, because I think the referee we saw in midweek, I think it was Doherty, just let the game get away from him, and there was some absolutely unbelievable decisions made in that game. There's no grey in it. Yeah, there is a little bit. I think round the sides, you've got a bit of the Paulie Walnuts going on with the grey. But generally, I'll tell you one thing, Nick knows that as well. I think the sun here is certainly helping. Also, predictions-wise, so Ollie and Nick, they do their prediction video, which is always worth checking out. You can get it the day before. So in this instance, a Thursday. Nick thinks we're going to win 3-1. Ollie says 2-1. Ollie's thinking a little bit more like me, that actually, like 32 chances against Wrexham, 3 goals. If we're going to have to create that many chances to score 3 goals, it might be a sign that we're not finding goal scoring that easy. I know if we'd had some money, if we weren't in this transfer embargo, heck, he would have wanted to bring another striker in. Daniel Jebison, we know, out serving the final game of his suspension. So, strikers at the moment is probably an issue. I still don't think of Iliman Ndiaye as a striker. I know I might be wrong. I still think of him as an attacking midfielder. He's great, but by the way, I agree with this. I actually thought I like the shirt. I really like that shirt. But yeah, the ale was really good. Totally agree with that. I'm going for a 3-0 win, though, despite everything I've just said. Can I just shock you? I like a 3-0. Also, the Blades are bidding to go 10 games unbeaten for the second time this season. Now, we also achieved that feat in the 2016-17 promotion season. The last league draw with Swansea at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane was 1959, a 3-3 draw. Blades have won 6 of the last 7 at home, only lost 2018-19, first day of the season against Swansea. Incidentally, we were also promoted when that happened. I want to thank our stats man, Adam, who keeps providing the stats. Let me know your score predictions in the comments. I would love to see McAtee score a winner. I like McAtee. He's a bit in and out at the moment, but I'd like to see that. That would be absolutely fantastic. So pop them in wherever you're watching this video. You can just leave them in the comments and let me know what you think the United score will be at home against Swansea. Now, when it comes to Swansea, there's been a fair few players that have played for both clubs. Instantly, I can think of Nathan Dyer. I can think of tinfoil hat David Cottrell. I can think of Shudders Craig Beattie. Man who looks like me when he has a beard, Leon Britton, not the politician. Anyone else you can think of that also played for Swansea and Sheffield United? Also pop those, Also pop those, Brewster, as well. Of course, we've already mentioned, absolutely. Put them in the comments, players that have played for both Swansea and Sheffield United. And before the game, head to Indigo Resurrection Bar. Go and meet In Good Nick. Go and see Ollie and Nick's pal, Ewan, who's a really, really great guy. It's where the old Devonshire Cat used to be. Support them. They're Blades. They're supporting us. And it might be like a good luck charm. Like you could go there and Blades get result, and you keep going because of that. It could be a real win-win for all concerned. Also, make sure if you're not at the game that you do follow the watch along on this channel with the Red Half of Sheffield, and make sure you join me tomorrow after the game for the match reaction. I want to thank each and every one of you, as always, for joining us. Enjoy the game.